What's up, everyone? Today we're diving into Doom Academy, issue number 4, where fairy tales get deadly and rescue missions go sideways. This issue cranks up the tension as Zoe and her friends attempt to save Greta, a former student trapped in an ancient Latverian storybook. But as we'll see, sometimes the price of heroism comes with unexpected consequences. Before we jump in, hit that like button and let's explore how this chapter masterfully weaves together friendship, magic, and the dangers of good intentions gone wrong. The Strange Academy students are now stuck at Doom Academy, Dr. Doom's school, complete with emerald uniforms and creepy portraits of the metal masked dictator staring at them from every wall. Talk about psychological warfare, right? But for Zoe, things are about to get way more personal. You see, Zoe's been dealing with more than just a difficult roommate. She's been mysteriously pulled into an ancient book of Latverian fairy tales, where she met Greta, a former student with her own dark tale of magical imprisonment. They fought monsters together, they bonded, they became friends. But when Zoe escaped back to reality, she left Greta behind, trapped in those pages. And Zoe, she made a promise. She's gonna free her new friend, no matter what it takes. But let's rewind and see how Greta ended up in this nightmare in the first place. Picture a young girl laying motionless on the ground in Latveria. This is Greta. When she was just 8 years old, she died. Her parents were helpless, watching their little girl slip away. But her grandmother, she knew something they didn't. She knew the old ways. She cast a spell that brought Greta back to life. This wasn't just Greta's first brush with death. This was her introduction to real magic. And from that moment, everything changed. Her family, they cowered behind defensive spells, believing any other magic was a path to destruction. Maybe they weren't wrong. I mean, look where Greta ended up. But magic was in her blood, in her very bones, and her grandmother showed her it wasn't something to fear. When her grandmother passed away, Greta lost more than family. She lost her magical mentor. That's when Doom Academy came calling, offering what seemed like a chance at redemption. But here's where things get complicated. Greta had a brother, Frederick, and this guy wasn't just overprotective. He interfered with everything. Her magical studies, her social life, you name it. So when some vampire students dared her to steal one of Doom's forbidden first editions, the Arcana Latveriana, wow, what do you think happened? Peer pressure plus a desperate need to belong. Yeah, that makes for some seriously terrible decisions. Greta didn't expect Frederick to follow her that night. She definitely didn't expect what came next. Frederick grabbed the book and began to read, but when the magic started pulling him in, Greta did what any sister would do. She shoved him aside and took his place. She was pulled into those pages herself, leaving Frederick kneeling in shocked silence. And there she's been ever since, trapped in a world of fairy tales and monsters, practicing magic freely but suffering the ultimate torture, complete and total solitude. Fast forward to now, and we're back in Doom Academy's library. Zoe's got a plan, and she's not doing this alone. Doyle's nervous. You can hear it in his voice when he asks why they're even doing this. But Zoe, she's got fire in her eyes. Greta protected her in that book, and she doesn't deserve to be trapped there. Period. Their friend Shaylee's got their school spirit, reminding everyone that Doom Academy kids never leave each other behind. And Scoop, he's the practical one, explaining they need personal anchors, items to pull them back to this world. When Doyle reluctantly hands over his harmonica, Shaylee can't help but tease him about it. Poor guy admits he doesn't actually play it where anyone can hear him. Embarrassing? Maybe, but the harmonica might just save his life. Here's where things get interesting. They need something to connect Greta to their world, but what? That's when Marta steps forward with some crucial intel. She's done her homework, and by homework, I mean she googled the heck out of Strange Academy's very public magical war. Smooth, right? Marta drops a bomb. She knew Greta's story. In Latveriana clans, everyone knows everyone's business. And Greta's tale of dying and being brought back through magic, That was infamous. But here's the real kicker. When Zoe heard those mysterious Lavriana words in Greta's old dorm room, she wasn't just hearing voices. With her connection to the dead, she was hearing Greta herself. The pieces click into place. They don't need an object to anchor Greta. Zoe is the connection. As a necromancer, she can command Greta to follow her back. Talk about a power move. Zalma lays out the plan. They've got 10 minutes once they're inside the book. When they start the return incantation, Zoe needs to cast her own spell, keep Greta in sight, and hold on to her if possible. The three friends join hands. The tension is electric. On the count of 3, they speak the magic words and get pulled into the story's depths. Inside the fairy tale world, Greta's ready to fight whoever's invaded her space, until she hears Doyle yelp and Zoe's familiar voice calling for calm. The reunion is everything you'd hope. Pure joy and relief as Greta throws her arms around her friend. Zoe introduces her backup crew, and Shaylee's already planning Greta's return to school life. She's got that student council energy, ready to set up study buddies and make sure Greta catches up on everything she's missed. But when Zoe explains the escape plan, Greta's got questions. How can Zoe cast a summoning spell while she's trapped too? That's when Zoe drops the truth. She can command the dead, and with Greta's permission, she'll use that power to bring them both home. The connection between them is real, palpable. Zoe heard Greta's voice on her first day at Doom Academy, followed her into this book, shared in her magic. They're linked in ways they go beyond friendship. Of course, this is where Doyle has to go and mess with something he shouldn't touch. A monstrous bird creature bursts forth, and chaos erupts. But watching this, Zoe and Greta move in perfect sync, their combined magic taking down the beast like they've been fighting together for years. Time's running out. The incantation has started back in the real world. Zoe grips Greta's hand tight and makes a promise that'll give you goosebumps. This will work. I'll bring every bit of you home. They crash land back in the library, and for a moment everything seems perfect. Scoop can't believe the plan actually worked. Doyle's playing it cool, acting like he never had any doubts. Martha approaches Greta tentatively. Turns out they knew each other from the clan, back when they were kids. But then Zoe notices something terrifying. The book is still glowing. Salma's face goes pale as she realizes what this means. The portal hasn't closed. Something else is coming through. That's when the horrible truth hits them. When Greta bound those monsters to the trees with her magic, she bound them to herself. Zoe might be Greta's link to their world, but that makes Greta the monster's link too. When are they coming? Doyle asks. The answer comes in the form of claws and fangs and nightmare fuel pouring through the book's pages. The monsters have arrived, and our heroes are about to face their biggest challenge yet. What happens next? Well, that's a story for another day. And there you have it. Doom Academy, issue number 4, ends with one hell of a cliffhanger. What started as a rescue mission has unleashed something far more dangerous. While Zoe and her friends successfully freed Greta from her magical prison, they've inadvertently created a bridge between our world and the monsters she bound within the book. The issue brilliantly sets up future conflicts while showcasing the growing bonds between our characters, especially the magical connection between Zoe and Greta. But now we're left with some serious questions. How will they contain these escaped creatures? What consequences will Greta face for her past choices? And most importantly, how will Doom Academy handle a monster invasion during midterms? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Drop a comment below what your theories about what's coming next. I have a feeling things at Doom Academy are about to get even more interesting. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Peace.